welcome to Maruti Suzuki Imagine Next. I'm Ridhima Pathak, and we're here today to talk about building the future. Along with an innovator, we also have someone very, very special from the MSIL team. First of all, please join me in welcoming Ms. Rashi Gupta, co-founder, Rezo.AI, and none other than Mr. Rajesh Uppal, Member Executive Board, HR, IT, Safety and DE at MSIL. Welcome, sir. Welcome, Rashi.
Thank you.
And first of all, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you because, the Auto Expo 2023 is buzzing, and more so the Maruti Suzuki Pavilion is absolutely buzzing. But I'll start with you, Rashi, because I've been speaking to a lot of innovators and entrepreneurs on the board with Maruti Suzuki. So first of all, why don't you explain to me what is Rezo.AI all about?
So Rezo is primarily a AI-powered contact center, and what we are doing is we are trying to disrupt the contact center space. So the idea is whatever today is being done by a human-led contact center, we are trying to replicate the same phenomena just with the power of AI machine learning. So, just imagine us as a pure contact center, just with the power of machines and AI what we operate.
And how did you collaborate with Maruti Suzuki? How, important was the mail program?
So, mail program, one word that comes to my mind is God sent. Right?
God sent, okay.
Yes, absolutely, because, we got this opportunity where we were just starting up, and then, we applied to the mail program. We came to know about from our friends. We applied to the program, and since then there has been absolutely no looking back, right? Upwards and onwards has been our journey.
Right. So when you hear, and a young entrepreneur or an innovator, and not just Rashi, everybody who sat on this chair has said something very similar as a part of the MSI leadership. What are the kind of emotions that run through you?
Great. I think it's meeting the objective by which we started this program.
Yeah.
And create the whole culture of innovation in the company. I think it's really achieving that with the support of all the startups with us.
So what was the idea when the mail program came into existence? What was the idea? And, apart from encouraging entrepreneurs from Maruti Suzuki's point of view, what was Maruti Suzuki looking forward to?
See, we firmly believe that innovation and creativity has to be a clear phenomena for the company going forward. Now, also, I'm very clear that the innovation these days are very short-lived.
Correct.
So you need to work on continually raising the bar by speeding up, by having an agile method of innovation, so that you quickly keep doing innovation on an ongoing basis and raising the bar all the time. So keeping that in mind for the organization to be having a culture of innovation, we started this mail program with the young companies. Objective was very clear: create a win-win platform between a corporate and the startup ecosystem. For a corporate, faster innovation, getting those innovation technologies in the company and creating value for the company going forward. And also ensure that you contribute to the country by having those innovation products built to improve the whole automation and innovation in the country.
Yeah.
And for startup, provide the support they need with respect to the platform where they can try out their new innovation, work with us, take a mentorship from the experts in the company so that they can help them to grow. And also, if required, maybe funding support also to them to be successful. So I think the whole objective of Mail Program was to create that win-win platform for the startup ecosystem.
A holistic
Absolutely.
ecosystem. So how imperative did the Mail Program and the MSI leadership become in order of your journey to go to market?
So with the mail program, what has happened is multiple things have happened, right? We got the scale, we got the problem. So that also helped us evolve on the product. With the scale, with the development of the product that we did, we co-invented a lot of things with Maruti Suzuki. Also got us an opportunity for other large enterprise to start looking at us, because otherwise we were way too small, right? So now we're working with apart from working with Maruti, we're working with a lot of other players. But I would say the key thing that goes is because if they would have not held our hand, then it would have been a difficult journey for us. So,
correct. Right. So it's hand holding, because this is what is important for, an entrepreneur in the early stages, I would imagine, is direction.
Directions.
And when an organization like Maruti Suzuki comes on board, I'm sure it adds a lot of value, right? So if you had to answer in a way that, if there is one entrepreneur or an innovator that you really look up to, who would that be?
I think there are a lot, right? I mean, I think I prefer to just pick upon, a general human being who's just trying to put in a lot of hard work, right? For me, that's I basically drive my energies from everyone. So that's broadly what I am. So I can look around, I can find a lot of people who have done amazingly well. The idea is, when you're running a business, right, you need to have the guts to be able to wake up, go up to the podium and just say that, yes, I can make it happen. Because the kind of challenges a startup will throw at you is immense, right? So it's every day becomes a very, very challenging situation.
That's right. Well, sir, how important is it in today's day and time for corporations and organizations, just the way Maruti has done it, in order to realize that it is imperative for us to encourage entrepreneurs and startups and collaborate with them? And are corporates doing it as often?
Yes, I think a lot of corporates started doing it now. But the idea is basically large organizations are always bound by processes and bureaucracies and stuff like that. So by which they can only work with the large enterprises where you have a typical process of RFI, RFQs and finalize the best one possible at lowest price. But when it comes to innovation, I think you need to devise a newer way of working where you start co-creating the solution, you find the business problems and then find and create a solution to solve those business problems in the organization. So the focus always is that take a baselining today, how do you want to take it forward together with the startup company and write a solution or a product going forward so that it can help you to improve your working. And also this should have potential to really scale up in the organization across the various functions. So with that in mind is something which this program was set up and I think we have been trying to do exactly that.
So what are, this is from the corporate side, right? There's processes and there is a certain culture that, that has to change, or probably, the startups need to adhere to that. But what are the things that the startups need to take care of before they get on board with a larger organization?
Those the startups are good in their technology areas around, they are specialists on that. But how to, first and foremost, I think they need to understand is the whole business part of it. That, okay, how does this technology fits into the business of the corporate and how does this create value for the company going forward? Unless any technology or any solution increase value for the company, it will not be a solution which could be sought after to. So first and foremost is understand business and then business value out of that is first and foremost for them to understand that. Secondly, end of the day, it has to cost you something which is, it creates value for you. So the whole, the business value part, where with kind of investment you want to do into this and then the kind of return it's going to give you. Happy to share that all the MAIL program startup worked with us, our ROI has been less than a year. So a value creation understanding of a startup is very, very important. Secondly, looking forward to mentorship from the experience of large corporates.
Correct. Yeah.
So that they have a lot of value on the table to be brought so that they can tell you that what works and what doesn't work over there and all kinds of things. So I think that mentorship will be a very, very important for startups to get from the corporates and work on that. And thirdly, also very important for them to look forward to is not get stuck to one idea over there and all. I think start with idea. If it doesn't work, discard it, fail fast, and then look for a new area. But end of the day, create a solid business solution which is scalable. And also you need to look at that this as a technology, how to really scale it up to various industries, various companies around, so that it could be scaled up going forward, and that value creation could be horizontally deployed across the industries. So for them to really get that value part is very, very important at an appropriate cost, so that this could be scaled up.
This is a life lesson for me as well. Think of an idea that's scalable. That's such an important lesson in entrepreneurship. So while we heard from the organization's point of view, first of all, tell me, Rashi, how big is your core team?
So we are 100 plus people now.
Right.
When we started engaging with MSIL, we were barely, I would say, a team size of like 10. So we have scaled up to 100 now.
And what did you have to fine-tune in your culture in order to collaborate with Maruti Suzuki?
See, the biggest challenge for a startup when they engage with a large enterprise, a giant like Suzuki, we have not imagined the scale what Maruti brings on board, and then the other thing that we learned as a process is, we were selling technology, right? We were selling what we have built, but then this was being consumed by Maruti stakeholders, like the Maruti's customer. So if we bring in flaws in our system, we were actually deploying those flaws in Maruti's customer base, right? So the brand image that we were impacting was larger, very, very large than what we had ourselves. So I think our perspective changed broadly, right? The scale we didn't imagine. We didn't imagine, who we were dealing. I mean, what customer base, whose customer base, and what's the impact, right? So while working with them, and we were working with the best of the league, right? The kind of thought process they have, the kind of thought process they bring in when they are detailing a particular project that we are trying to, draft a proposal, costing, whatever. I think the kind of detailing they bring on board and the kind of learning for us has been humongous. So that's the perspective. It's a change in perspective for us. I think that was the biggest, I would say, thought process change that happened for us.
Just the exposure that Maruti Suzuki would have gotten on board must be insane, as I would call it. What would your advice be to any young entrepreneur who's watching this and wants to get on board with an organization or an enterprise like Maruti Suzuki?
So if you're talking about meal program, I think usually a startup could enter via meal program. I think the program has been carved beautifully. So, I would not trust a lot of other programs, but I think when I onboarded, I actually didn't know what I was signing up with and what kind of heights could we reach by just engaging with the meal program. So net, when you are engaging with the meal program, you're working with the best of the leaders. There has to be more listening, and then just leave yourself in their hands. They will get you around and they will get the best out of you. So just be more listening, play on your capabilities, and just go with the flow. That's my net, saying to anybody.
Your advice. What would your advice be, sir? From the organization's point of view.
From organization point of view, I think what we look forward from enterprises, one is very clearly innovation, and all ability to co-create with us, and very focused on business results you're looking forward to, and how to really get that results is the whole focus we are looking forward to with the thing. And in the end, have some patience.
Have patience, yeah. So I completely agree with you. Thank you so much. It has been wonderful speaking to you, Rashi. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, if you've enjoyed this thoroughly, well, you've got to then stay tuned. We get more such videos. Thank you for watching.